That could have gone better. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good day today. I also hope you guys enjoyed our other upload that we had as well, because earlier in the week, I finally realized that this week led up to a Friday the 13th. So I was like, okay, one, it's perfect for our channel, and then two, I kind of realized Jason does not get a lot of love on our channel at all. For him being my personal favorite slasher, obviously, you probably would think it would be Michael Myers, but that's just because he gets the most attention and views, and also he has a new movie coming up, so it just makes sense for us to make videos about him. But Jason, I realized we never really made a lot of videos with him. I think we made 2 solo videos compared to Michael's like hundreds that we've made for him. And that was mostly because Jason's music would get copyrighted really instantly, and obviously I'd moved past from using the official music from the movies and everything. But then they would get age restricted as well, because Jason Voorhees, like all these tags and stuff, for the most part, even like the hashtags I try to put in the descriptions, they get like blacklisted or they just don't pop up for whatever reason. And then also like everything with the copyright with Jason, like the whole Friday the 13th copyright and lawsuit and all that stuff. I should make a video on that by itself. That's really interesting as well. But it's just like Jason does not get enough attention on our channel for how cool of a character I think he ultimately is. So I'm going to be ranking every single movie design. I have not seen all the movies. There's a couple of them that I skipped, which is Jason Goes to Hell. I've only seen clips and some reviews of that movie, and then also Jason X. For the most part, Jason just looks the same in almost every iteration that he's in. So this is probably not going to be a super long video. I don't think so, at least. We're going to start off with part 2. Now, part 2 is one of my favorite movies. It's really simple. It goes like, I think almost immediately after the first one, right? With, the scare of Jason being alive. Of course, he was a kid, and that was a dream sequence all by itself. So starting off with part 2's design, he's got the bag over his head. You'd be surprised, this is one of my favorite designs. I think this is one of the scariest looking, if not the scariest looking Jason. And I think that's because with Michael, Jason, Freddy, Ghostface, and all these characters, like, yeah, their masks were scary, like, at least when I was little and stuff, but I've gotten so used, look what I'm fucking wearing right now. I've gotten so used to watching movies and making videos and just seeing, like all sorts of media with them, that I just kind of become desensitized. I think really the only slasher I'd still be kind of scared of if I saw him would be Leatherface, because, he's just like a dude in a skin mask, and it's not really like as, like, it's an iconic mask, but it's not as iconic as, Jason's hockey mask. Like, and whenever I see a hockey mask, the first thing I think of instantly is Jason. So when I think of the bag, as for like why I think that's one of my favorites personally, is because it's scary. Like, it's honestly, I think, one of his more terrifying costumes. Yeah, he look kind of like he has the pickaxe and everything, which is also, I think, a terrifying weapon too. I think the machete's obviously cooler in the end, but it was just kind of cool because Jason, like, they didn't know how big the character was going to be at the time. They didn't know he was going to be the slasher household name that he is today. So it was just really cool to see them experiment with that, and then I did like how they did that back in the reboot. I am ranking this one in A tier for me. I don't think it's amazing, obviously it's not as iconic, but it is really cool, and then I wish they would use this costume in more games or just more movies in general. So I did like what they did with the reboot, how he had it for like the first couple of minutes of the movie, but then I didn't like how he just picked up a hockey mask out of nowhere that he found in a shed after some dude was groping a mannequin. So really shit film right now, but this is a good design because you see this dude with a bag over his head and a pickaxe in the woods. I think it's going to be a lot scarier than seeing Jason with his normal hockey mask. You more think that's a badass thing. Obviously it's still going to be terrifying, but I do really like this design. I think it's very underrated. Next up is part 3. I think that's part 3 because he still has the little chevrons on the bottom, right? Because I think after that they kind of got mixed. See, this is what I mean. Jason for the most part looks the same. It's just like, I think he gets the little slash in the head, which I'm pretty sure is from Tommy right there, as you can see. So I do like the part 3 mask. Instantly is like an iconic one. It's where Jason finally got his staple hockey mask and everything. Let's take a shot for how many times I say hockey mask. So we're gonna put this in S tier. That is an easy way to go. It is basically flawless in my book, and I do like him having the green jumpsuit and the machete and basically getting all of his weapons and stuff. And then also, even when he gets demasked too, it's also a part of the design that I will be talking about a lot too, is Jason without the mask. I forgot to talk about fucking his ginger ass in part 2. All right, part 4 is basically, it's just the same thing, except it loses the chevrons and it has like the little slash, like I said, in his mask and head right there. So I'm gonna put that in B. I don't think it's as cool. I think the slash is kind of cool, but overall I think it's just like a dirtier looking costume from part 3 as far as like I'm concerned. Still not bad, still a really good design, obviously. C's average, D's pretty meh, and then F's shit. And we'll get to shit. So part 5s, I'm gonna throw in B as well because it's, like I said, they just get dirty over time. And it doesn't look like they got Roy Burns in here, and I actually do like the Roy Burns, so I'll comment on that one since I don't really have much to say about the part 4 mask. I do like Roy Burns. I would put him in A just because I like the blue mix up, and I think it's kind of cool that there's a copycat killer in the story. Like, I think Roy Burns is a little overhated. The movie was okay overall. I mean, it's your run-of-the-mill Friday the 13th, the 90s, 80s slasher film, but overall, I do like Roy Burns' design quite a bit, and his story is pretty interesting for the most part. If it was just fleshed out a little better in the film, then I think it could have worked, and honestly, he would have been a fan favorite. So, I don't know how much of the community doesn't like Roy Burns. The character, I guess, sort of, you know, but the design overall, because it literally is, I think he has like a Michael Myers, like, you know, like repairman jumpsuit on and everything, so, which is something he gets later on in the designs right here, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'll leave, like, the Roy Burns, if it was here, it would be at A or S tier, because it's a personal favorite of mine. Also, it's the first one we used in the videos too, and everyone commented on that for a long time. So part 6 is, I think this is Jason Lives, right? Jason comes back from the dead. I'm gonna make sure right now. I swear I've seen the movies. I swear to God. God damn it. No, I've mixed up. Part 5's A New Beginning. Okay, so I've been saying, I think if I'm saying Roy Burns, I meant part 5. And part 6 is this Jason right here. Yeah, of course. Alright, so we're gonna put this. I do like this costume a lot. I like how he's got the yellow gloves, that one dude's paintball uniform on, and his little almost bat utility belt on him. So I'm gonna put this one in A. I really like it a lot. Not to mention, this is where Zombie Jason comes in, which I think Zombie Jason is fucking badass. And this is why we get to my next favorite design, which is the part 7, the one where he basically just fights Carrie. You know, because I'm pretty sure they were going to make that, it was Jason Voorhees versus Carrie, but I don't think they could get the rights or something. So we're going to go ahead and throw the part 7 design in S tier, because Kane Hodder, best Jason hands down. Not to mention, you see his face in that scene where I think she breaks his mask, or Jason just breaks it off himself, and then he like roars at her or something like that. Like, amazing effects, I think, by Tom Savini, and the entire cast and crew of that movie did a great job. Movie by itself was okay. I think at the end Jason gets fucking grabbed by like Carrie's mom or something like that. Next up is Jason Goes to Manhattan. This is our first F tier. Now, why am I saying this? The design overall is all right. I mean, it's just Jason. His mask is very yellow. He has like a purplish, bluish, kind of black, dark jumpsuit and all that, because I mean, he was in that lake for the most part, and then the boat, of course, the anchor. Awful movie by itself. That movie should be in like fucking E tier if I could create that. What ultimately makes it an F tier design, in my opinion, is when he gets like his mask flies off, right? And you see his actual face. He looks fucking goofy. It honestly looks like a parody of Friday the 13th. It feels like a scary movie spoof almost of it. And then also he's like saying like mom or something like that. Like, it's so fucking awful. And then he reverts back to his kid self after radioactive waste in the sewer. Next up is, I believe this is the Jason X one. This is also an F tier. I fucking hate this hockey mask. I don't know why, like, something about it just looks super cheap. Like, they couldn't get the official hockey mask that they've been using for a while, or even just create one, so they just went to Walmart and picked up one. Like, something about it too, like, not to mention Jason's not a zombie anymore. I don't know if the timeline's different here, but it did do something pretty cool, and it gave us Uber Jason, which is just Jason with nanotech, fucking Iron Man suit of armor right here, and this is an A tier in my opinion. Not quite S tier. I do think the mask is a little goofy by itself, especially with the red eyes and stuff, but I think overall it's so fucking like dumb and outlandish that it's pretty badass. So I do really like this design, and he has some pretty cool kills in the film too, so I will knock it up a couple notches just for that by itself. Jason X, the nanotech suit, is an A tier. Next up is Freddy versus Jason. So I think this one's kind of is it kind of a controversial thing? I don't know, but some people really don't like the brown like heavy jacket that Jason has on. That's my favorite. This is actually my favorite Jason design of all time, is the one from Freddy vs. Jason, because that is the first, I guess technically Friday the 13th movie I saw, because I remember watching it when I was very little. At least like the end scene where they're fighting each other. I keep bringing up our videos, but that's the design that always inspired me the most. That's why I always gave Jason like the little coat or the tuxedo, and I kind of just tear it up. and dirty it up a little bit. So my favorite Jason design right here. I don't think you see him unmasked in the film, at least not till like the very end or something like that, but it's made even cooler, I think, by the slash marks and stuff. The only thing I really don't like about this Jason design is the googly eyes, how they're like kind of slanted and stuff. And I know Jason has slanted eyes, so that doesn't really bug me too much, but I like it a lot more when you can't see Jason's eyes, when they're more of like black voids, kind of like with Michael Myers. But overall, I am fine with that, because I mean, Jason's face is like a big part of his character, and there's always like a big reveal at the end of a film when he gets his mask taken off. So the eyes don't really bug me as much as they used to, but like I said, I just like the black voids because I think it's a lot scarier and more intimidating looking, because then it doesn't even look like a man anymore or a zombie. It's more of just like this lost soul. That's why I think it works so well for Michael Myers, and I think it worked well for Jason, since I mean, he is just a Michael clone at the end of the day. At least that's how we started out as. Next up is the Jason Goes to Hell one. So I have not seen this movie. You know, I know about the after credits scene with Freddy's glove popping up and pulling him down. I don't like the suit. I think it's a cool idea that his mask is kind of like growing to his face. It's becoming a part of him. So I really like that a lot. I think that's something that the Halloween movies are doing pretty well, at least recently, that the mask is a part of the character. So it was really cool that it actually is a part of him right here. It's just the movie, for the most part, looks like shit. I don't know. I just know it's about Michael Myers. Oh God. I just know it's about Jason's heart, and he's possessing people after they eat it, or just some really weird shit. Really cool though. Like, it's cool in concept, but overall, I think it's not really my favorite design personally. Not to mention, he's basically in like a Michael Myers jumpsuit. It kind of just looks like those TV shows when they would do like a parody, and it's like a guy in like a jumpsuit with a hockey mask and a chainsaw. It's just kind of like that generic looking design for him, and I don't think it works really well for this one. But a cool concept, just bad execution. So I'm gonna put him in D tier. Well, not terrible. I just think overall it wasn't there. It didn't work quite well. Next up is the Reboot. The Reboot is in A tier easily. The movie by itself, I think, is very disappointing, but it did come up with some cool ideas. With Jason having like those tunnels underneath, that's how he can get places so quickly. It had Jason run too. I think Jason should be able to run. I don't know why that's a big issue. You know, Michael Myers is, I think, only random, I think maybe 1 or 2 films, and that was the reboots and stuff. But here, I think Jason makes sense, because I mean, Jason's ran since I think part 3 or part 2 or part 4, like literally, like all those movies, he's like at least jogged a little bit, you know, got a light little motion in there. So I never really had a problem with Jason running or jogging or anything like that. And this Jason, I think, is the most intimidating out of all of them, aside from, I guess, maybe the next one that's coming up right now. But it's just like, he runs at you, he uses all sorts of weapons, even uses a bow and arrow and stuff. So I think that's a part of his design overall, is the weapons that he has with him. And then also the blonde hair, I do like that. His design, especially when his mask comes off, amazing too by itself. The effects work on that movie was like incredible, so I will give him that. It's just the story wasn't there for this film, and I won't really knock it down for story overall, because I mean, those ones are a whole nother thing by itself. So A tier is definitely for this one. Really disappointed that the movie overall was disappointing, like I said. Here's to hoping that they get all the rights figured out and the entire court case just gets settled, because it has taken way too goddamn long for this thing to work. Next up is this one right here has been growing more on me more and more. I'm pretty sure in like a couple months this will be my favorite Jason design, but I forgot the name of this. I think it's Hell Jason or Demon or something like that, but I just looked up. Yeah, so Tom Savini, I was right on that, did create the design, but I just like how it says right here. Is Savini Jason still available? Savini Jason will never, ever, ever be available for sale again. December 12th, 2017. If you guys are interested in seeing me play that game, please let me know in the comments down below, because I won't do it if I'm just gonna get like 20 views on the video and stuff. But it looked really interesting, but this design is incredible. Once again, shoehorning in the videos right here, this is what inspired me to have that one sequence where Requise or whatever sees Jason pop up in a nightmare or something like that. Nowhere near, not even like 0.2% of the the quality this design is by itself. Unmasked looks incredible. Looks like his skin's just like charcoal and rock, and then like his blood and like the fire in his eyes, molten lava, all that. It is fucking incredible. It is a great design. Not to mention, you see little Freddy like slash marks right here on his mask. He has this cool like devil pitchfork. His entire like body's on fire because it feels like his soul is just burning from him just being inside hell. Like, Jason right here is a force to be reckoned with, and I really hope this design could be used in a movie. You know how cool that would be if they did like a whole team up slasher showdown kind of thing. Really hoping that we'll get a crossover with Michael and Jason eventually, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen anytime soon. We're more likely to get a Michael Myers and Ghostface crossover, if anything like that. But this design is so fucking badass. It low-key reminds me if Jason was like possessed by the Ghost Rider spirit, the spirit of vengeance or something like that. You know, like obviously I don't think he would be fit for that. If anything, he'd be like a Ghost Rider villain right here. But so this is the final one right here. This is everything settled out in its fruition. So I would say the Savini Jason could easily pass the Freddy Jason like any day. Those two can coincide with each other pretty well, but after that, everything else stays pretty firmly where it is. Let me know what you guys think of the Jason designs down below. Like which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite Jason film or something like that? Let's appreciate Friday the 13th right now. The channel's giving much more love deserved for Jason right now instead of just Michael Myers. So this is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you think my opinion shit, I would love to know. And also, once again, let me know your favorite Jason designs, your Friday the 13th movies, and all that kind of stuff. So happy Friday the 13th, everyone. And as always, have a good one.